Hey, good afternoon. How are you? Hey, stupid round eye and lurkers. Oops, let me turn that to all. I know I put it on all. Okay. I am still freaking out about not having my songbook. I am like working really hard on my schoolwork. So I'm sorry that I haven't been live a lot. I usually try for um to do what is it, like 5 days a week. I try to do something, and I do try my very best to get a members only up, but I've had a little stomach thing going on yesterday, and also I apologize. Plus I was trying to I'm taking a big I'm taking a course right now for the state, and I have to finish that. I'm almost done. I'm just studying for the test, and I'm about to be taking the test like this week. So, it's a pretty big deal. And then from there, I will have a license, but I want to go higher. So, and then I'll have higher license. So, I'll still be going to school, but it won't be as rushed as this is. Hello, how are you? And by the way, thank you for a sponsor who told me her and Hershey miniatures. Oh shit, I almost died laughing. I didn't see it right away. Anyway, so sorry. Yeah, I don't like to put it out there though, unless the person says yes. Hello, junk baby. Good afternoon, Jill. Listening while working as usual. I hear ya. I hear you because I listen to other people while working. Um, okay. So, um, let's jump on in. We are doing I wanted to call this killer women, you know, like killer women, but do you know that YouTube actually took a video from a few years ago? That's not, I don't even think it's been privated for a few years too. Okay? And they privated it, like they put an 18 plus on it, and I'm thinking, who cares? Like, you know what I'm saying? It can't even, it's not even, I don't even have it out. I got rid of all of a certain two people, and it's been like that for a long time. Ronnie knows it's been like that for a long time. I mean, so you know how long it's been since I've had those, privated. And I get an email, and I'm like, what? 18 plus on what? What did I do? I've been careful. And I was like, oh, you kidding me, right? So, yeah. But instead, I called this evil women to protect myself, but I did hashtag, it. If you want to look. Okay. Anyway, so that's the other thing I don't want is the age restriction shit crap. All right. So these are interesting stories. Let's get into them. And also, I was sent, she's not here. I will message her, but she might be resting, but I'll message her anyway. I was sent something by anonymous, and I'm going to tell you guys, I hate touching cash. I love money Who doesn't? But I do not like touching cash. Like, I scrub my hands after that. I Purell. I'm a nutcase. And this particular short, it's just like the answer of, Jill, why don't you like touching cash? That's going to answer your question, because now I'm going to be using gloves. Okay. I told this guy that I needed some gloves one day, right? For like, to put the coloring strips in my hair. And he was thinking back, like, I thought you had all that stuff done at Ulta. And I was like, yeah, but I got to do it myself this one time. So I gave him some. He doesn't know any better, right? And then I said, all right, once I got the gloves, I'm like, all right, look, the truth is I just wanted some gloves. And I was out. And you were on your way over. So I figured, no glove. That's right. No go. You don't bring those gloves. You get no loving. No loving without the gloving. All right. That was terrible. All right. Let's go. Okay. Let's jump into this. Okay. So this one is. Okay, here it is.
She sits in the courtroom, absently brushing her hair back with her hands. She looks timid, yet somehow...
Women of crime, and if you're into that stuff, I recommend this channel. And it does sometimes give like very good details. When I did the Mackenzie Shirilla, I did get a lot of stuff from this channel. Not everything I used, but I read up on her and all that too. But yeah, this is a great channel. So, all right.
Confident, her lawyers told her she'd avoid serious prison time. They painted her as a victim, a terrified teenager who defended herself against an aggressive ex-friend. She acted in self-defense, they claimed. Halia Culbertson was the aggressor. The defense was working. Her legal team presented a video showing her backing away, retreating 45 steps. They argued she had no choice. But then the text messages surfaced, and everything changed.
Halia, what you about to do, bro? Where's she at, bro? Where's she at, bro?
I am so sick of people saying, bro.
Hey, get off my sister, bro. Get off my sister. Hey, if you touch my sister again, I'm gonna have to put my phone down, bro. Halia, country to get it over with, bro. Country to get it over with, Halia. Yeah, country, Halia. Country, Halia.
Just out of curiosity, what in the hell does it mean I'm going to have to put my phone down? What does that even freaking mean? Man, if you touch my sister, I'm gonna have to put my phone down, bro. I must have heard bro like 30 times since I hit play. I mean, what? I know, like my thing was dude. Everything was dude this, dude that. Yo, dude. Yo, hand me that, dude. Okay, yeah. To the point where a group of people just nicknamed me dude because they never heard it used so much. Well, they hadn't met me. Okay, so all right, let's roll. Let me see these comments here. We got, oh good, you're here, Anonymous, because I was just talking about why I won't be touching cash. I feel attacked with the bro. Yo, bro. And we got Jack. Yep. And we got Camps in the house. Yeah. Hello, heathens. That's right. That's right. We are a crowd of little heathens that love crime and talking about it and things that have been done. Okay, let's go. I'm going to have to put my phone down, bro.
What you're about to see is the moment prosecutors built their case, the moment the evidence began speaking louder than the claims of self-defense. Not for months, but for years in prison, Halia Culbertson died from a single stab wound
By
to
the
her
way,
neck on
hey,
March
Salty, I
27,
think they said this
2023.
was in...
And the proof of what really happened outside that Columbus smoke shop was
Yeah,
all right there. This is the
outside
case of two former
Columbus or
best friends
something.
whose conflict escalated to fatal violence, and one who claimed she was just protecting herself. If you've never heard this story before, brace yourself, because what happened at 161 Carryout on that spring evening will challenge everything you think you know about teenage violence, self-defense laws, and how a single insult can trigger a killing.
Yes.
She lived like any other
Well, I
suburban
just went
teenager in
live,
Westerville,
Salty,
Ohio,
at
going to
3:30.
college, working part-time, hanging out with friends. Brianna Berrezzini thought her good grades and clean record made her untouchable. When she walked into
What does that
161 Carryout
mean?
that March evening, she had a knife in her pocket from work. By the time she left, a 17-year-old girl would be dying in a parking lot, and Brianna would be facing murder charges. Halia Culbertson was everything you'd expect from a 17-year-old with dreams. Outgoing, social,
What's going
loved
on
by
with the
everyone who knew her.
eyes?
She grew up in Northeast Columbus, surrounded by a loving and close-knit family. Her
'Cause I'm a
grandparents,
bitch.
Vicky Cashdollar and Harley Langley, played a significant role in her life and later stood at the forefront of efforts to honor her memory. She had an open and radiant spirit, someone who loved life deeply and made friends easily. Everyone she met seemed to become her new best friend. There was a natural warmth about her, a gift for making others.
Why is it, guys, that every time somebody passes away, they always love the life? Oh, she loved life. She lit up the room when she walked in. Oh, yes, she made so many friends so easily. Oh, she was hilarious. I swear, if when I pass, I want you specifically, people, to be there, and I want you to say, and quote, she hated life. Okay, she hated life. She darkened the room as soon as she walked in, something along those lines. Oh, and she hated most people except us. Okay, all right, let's go.
Feel valued and seen. But Halia had a history with Brianna. They'd been best friends once, inseparable, the kind of teenage friendship that feels like it'll last forever until it doesn't. By March 2023, that friendship had turned into something toxic. To understand how Brianna Berrezzini became a killer, we need to go back to when that friendship first fell apart. According to Brianna's own words to police, they stopped being friends around October or September 2022.
Halia used to be a really good friend of mine. And then I found out a lot that she's just a really bad person. So I stopped being.
Let me guess.
Stopped talking to her.
She got with a guy you like.
Just went crazy.
Now she's a crazy, horrible person.
Slash his tires and do all these things, and like she does to most people.
Whether these threats were real, exaggerated, or perceived, they had taken root in Brianna's mind and festered into genuine fear and resentment. For Brianna Berrezzini, the evening of March 26, 2023 began ordinarily enough. It was a Sunday night, and around 8:45 p.m., her friend picked her up from her house in Westerville. They spent several hours hanging out, driving around, doing what teenagers typically do, talking, listening to music, passing time. Throughout much of the evening, Brianna had her brother on the phone. He was somewhere else in his truck, but they maintained contact, the kind of protective sibling relationship where he wanted to stay connected and make sure his younger sister was safe. Around 11:30 p.m., Brianna and her friend decided to go out for drinks, specifically non-alcoholic beverages from a convenience store. Their destination was 161 Carryout, a smoke shop and convenience store located on Emporium Square in Northeast Columbus. As Brianna would later tell police, "We always go there. That's just the spot we've gone for years." It was a routine stop at a regular hangout. Brianna had no reason to expect trouble. But what Brianna didn't know was that Halia Culbertson and her friends were already inside. Brianna walked into 161 Carryout around 11:45 p.m. with her friend. She was still on the phone with her brother, casually browsing the store, grabbing drinks. The store had several other customers, including a group that Brianna immediately recognized, and not in a good way. According to Brianna's subsequent police interview, she heard voices. "I hear two girls' voices, the ones that don't like me." It was Halia Culbertson and her friends. What happened next inside the store would be the spark that ignited everything that followed. Halia's brother was present when all these events occurred and later told the police what actually transpired at that moment.
Yeah, in the smoke shop right there.
Okay.
It just
And
happened to come in, and they started going at it in the store. And Bree called Halia a cokehead.
Okay.
Halia's a sober, like she's.
Wow. Let me say, if being in recovery myself, if somebody called me that, now I don't know how long she's been in recovery, but you start to learn, like you turn the other cheek about that shit and walk away. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to, remember that people are going to say that shit, and also, like, who gives a crap? I know I'm not, and I know I'm living life, God, I hate that word. But anyway, yeah, I wish this girl would have just walked away, because this sounds to me, though, like this guy is friends with the victim with the dark hair, Halia. And it's just absolutely insane. Also, Ohio, apparently, I saw that Ohio is something doing the stand your ground law. And even if the person is retreating, like, technically you wouldn't really be in trouble. And I think you'd really have to look into the retreating part, I don't know. But yeah, this is just such bullshit. And also, the odds, does everybody go to this store? Is this the only store open? Because everybody seems to be going to it, 161 carry out. Oh, God.
A recovering addict. So she took that into great offense. I don't know if you've met any recovering addicts, but like me personally, I'm one.
Who was that addict? I'm sorry.
Halia. Halia was an addict. So, and she called Halia out on being
a cokehead.
Yeah. So like Halia got mad.
The cop didn't even get it. He didn't get that the girl's in recovery. It's like, were you listening to this? And this guy is, where's your shirt? Oh, come on.
And Halia was waiting outside, and they were supposed to just fight. It was supposed to just be a fight. Like, I was there. I was supposed to be like in between it. I didn't even see a knife get pulled.
One word, one insult, cokehead, for Halia, a recovering addict actively trying to maintain her sobriety. This insult was not just offensive, it was devastating. Being called out publicly about her past addiction in front of her friends by someone who had once been her best friend and knew her history intimately hit a raw nerve. The verbal confrontation inside the store escalated quickly. The exact words exchanged aren't fully documented, but it was clear that the situation was about to turn physical. The store employee, recognizing the danger, intervened. He removed Halia and her friends from the store, telling them to leave and attempting to de-escalate the situation before it got out of hand. But Halia didn't leave. Instead, she positioned herself outside the store, waiting specifically for Brianna to exit. She was waiting to fight. In teenage social dynamics, walking away would have been a weakness. Halia was going to stand her ground.
Who cares?
At 11:48 p.m. and 24 seconds, Brianna Barozzini exited 161 carryout. The surveillance camera captured everything. She had drinks in her hands, not weapons, not fists, just beverages. Her friend walked beside her. They headed directly toward their car, but Halia was waiting. The moment Brianna exited, Halia approached, screaming,
the
advancing
brother's gonna
aggressively.
put his phone
Brianna
down,
began backing
guys.
away
He's
from
gonna
Halia,
put it down.
repeatedly telling her she did not want to fight and urging her to back up. Halia kept
Gangsta
moving toward
is a
Brianna
good
as her
word.
friend Barry shouted from the background, urging her to keep fighting while he recorded the scene.
Halia, country, get it over with, bro. Country, get it over with, Halia.
That's great.
Yeah, country ass, Halia. Country ass, Halia. Country ass, Halia. Country ass, Halia.
What does that even mean?
You better get your girl before she get up even more.
But Helia's brother claimed not to have seen Brianna pull a knife out of her pocket earlier to distance Helia. Meanwhile, as the video continues, Halia can be seen relentlessly pushing and striking at Brianna, seemingly undeterred even after noticing the knife. At one point, one of Brianna's friends steps forward, desperately trying to break them apart, but a male friend of Halia's quickly warns him not to interfere. Then, in a single devastating instant, everything changes. Brianna swings the knife, a sudden, frantic motion that would end one life and scar 2 families forever. What happens next unfolds in a blur. The blade pierces Halia's upper chest, just below the clavicle, cutting into her neck and severing vital blood vessels. Within seconds, the confrontation that began with insults and anger transforms into an irreversible tragedy. What made the moment even more tragic was that Halia did not immediately realize she had been stabbed. In the chaos and rush of adrenaline, both girls were still struggling, unaware of the full extent of what had happened. After Brianna swung the knife, Halia continued to fight, dragging Brianna by the hair while blood began to appear. Brianna thought she might have been the one hurt as people around them shouted and laughed, unsure of what had just taken place. During the struggle, the knife fell to the ground. The 2 girls finally separated. Brianna and her friend moved toward their vehicle while Halia walked back to the silver Jeep where her friends were waiting. Witnesses saw her get into the Jeep, ready to leave, when one of her friends noticed blood coming from her chest. Panic spread as they realized she was spitting up blood and struggling to breathe. Among those watching in shock was Halia's brother. He rushed to her side, trying desperately to stop the bleeding as others screamed for help. Later, in his statement to police, he revealed that he had lost someone close to him before, in the very same way. Reliving that pain while holding his dying sister in his arms was, for him, almost unbearable.
We didn't know she was bleeding out. She crunched Bree in the face. Bree was on the ground and she walked away.
Is this the brother?
Leah walked away, got in the Jeep ready to drive.
Right.
And she was sitting there and comes over to me and goes, she's spitting blood out of her chest. And I come over and I just see right in this area, left side of her chest, shooting blood. My first reaction is take my shirt off, put it on top.
That's why he's shirtless.
My brothers died in my arms because they got shot, and you know what I'm saying? I didn't put pressure fast enough. So
it's not your fault. It's the girl's fault.
Man, just please save my sister, bro.
Okay.
His voice broke as he relived the trauma, but despite his quick action, despite his knowledge and his desperate attempts to save her, the wound was too severe. At 11:48 p.m., a 911 call was made reporting that a teenage girl had been stabbed outside 161 carryout on Emporium Square. Columbus police officers arrived within minutes to a scene of chaos. Friends were screaming and crying as paramedics worked frantically to stay.
You know what would have been better? And this is just me thinking out loud. And it's not, I'm not blaming the store owner, right? But when he tried to intervene, make everything better, Jill was standing in front of a bodega with a hang starling and boombox blasting. The police. Oh my God, stop. Oh my God, did you hear are you saying that because you heard the story time with the guy outside the bodega doing his thing and the alcohol, his bosses told the bodega guy not to sell that dude alcohol, so he used to leave and go elsewhere. And I knew this, and I took some stuff from this person. And is that why? A lot of stuff happened in front of bodegas, okay? With a hangster. I love that word. Oh shit! It's with the boom box. Do you know that today most people in certain generations wouldn't even know what a boom box is? Oh Lord, that's hilarious. Okay, so what I was saying is that the guy inside the store, when he tried to calm everything down, what he should have done in looking back, hindsight's 2020, but if he would have called the police to come there and lock, first of all, even though he's not really supposed to be doing this yet, but lock the door and get the police there. And then once they get there, then explain what is going on here. And, you know, or he can't really lock the door and can't lock half of them in. That's, you know, slippery slope. But yeah, he should have just called and said that, you know, there's a big problem starting here. Please get here quickly, knowing full well that they were going to fight outside, and because it kind of started on the inside. And so what if he was wrong? Like, so what? You made a call, and maybe they would have gotten there before this girl, you know, had to lose her life over some really dumb ass shit. Oh, we are, and we're glad that you're back, Jack. We certainly are. Okay, so let's go.
Stabilize Halia and prepare her for transport. The body camera footage from those first moments captured the confusion and desperation as officers tried to maintain order while giving paramedics space to work. Halia's sister and friends were distraught, pleading to reach her, struggling to understand what was happening. Officers gently but firmly held them back as medical personnel fought to save her.
What is the
Paramedics
bus
rushed
doing
Halia
there?
Culbertson to Ohio Health Riverside Medical Center, where trauma surgeons worked tirelessly to revive her. While doctors fought to save her life, police officers at the scene were already piecing together what had happened and identifying the person responsible for the stabbing. The suspect, Brianna Berrezzini, was identified quickly because several witnesses knew both girls personally. One young woman, who had complicated ties to both families, immediately gave officers Brianna's full name and home address in Westerville. The most crucial piece of evidence came from the phone of the man who recorded the incident. When officers reviewed the recording, they immediately recognized its value and put the phone into airplane mode to preserve the footage and prevent any possibility of tampering. With Brianna identified, her address confirmed, and clear video evidence secured,
tampering from who if they took the phone?
Officers drove to Westerville, a quiet suburban neighborhood where Brianna
yet.
lived with her mother and stepfather. When they arrived, they found Brianna at home. Brianna had already taken a shower, changed her clothes, and the outfit she wore during the fight was found in the washing machine, already being washed. Brianna didn't fight.
You think she knows how badly, at least that the girl was badly hurt, and you know how fast word travels, especially with teenagers, and especially now with the phones and the social media and the this, that, and the other, and I don't know, Batman signs, you know, the bat signal. It's just, yeah, she had to have known. And I think, and I'm trying to think, like, would I knowing what happened, allow, like, my child, if I had one, like, and they did something like that, to wash their clothes? Absolutely, I would just turn my head and I don't know what's going on. You know, that would be my thing. I don't know what you're talking about. Of course, you could always wash your clothes. Nah, don't tell me anything else. You know, and it's like that. Yeah.
When police came for her, she stayed calm and quiet. They handcuffed her and took her downtown to police headquarters.
Downtown,
there, she sat alone in an interrogation room, waiting for hours before
you should
detectives
call
were ready to
yourself
speak
sexy,
with her.
Jack
Meanwhile,
Burton.
at the hospital, at 12:24 a.m. on March 27th, 2023, 17-year-old Halia Lene Culbertson was pronounced dead.
That's
While
good.
Brianna sat in the interrogation room with the detective, she received the news that Halia had died. The realization hit her hard because she hadn't expected the injuries to be fatal. What began as a fight had now turned into something far more serious. At that moment, Brianna was officially placed under arrest for murder.
Just so that you know.
Murder, not even manslaughter. Well, when you put your hands on somebody, she knew it already.
So with all the people that we interviewed and the video that we recovered, we're charging you with murder.
Was it worth
No
it?
sort of self-defense or anything?
Essentially, it'll be up to the prosecutor's office. We'll present the case to them, and then if they decided that they want us
She
to
just
present to the grand
happened to
jury, we'll
have,
present to the grand jury. If you get indicted for it, then it'll go to trial, it'll go to court,
okay,
and then
sexy,
you'll be able to
sexy.
present a self-defense claim at that point.
I'm not going home.
No, you're going to jail because we're charging you with the murder.
On March 27, 2023, Brianna Barazzini was formally charged with the murder of 17-year-old Halia Culbertson. In Ohio, a murder conviction carries a possible sentence of life imprisonment, with the chance of parole only after serving at least 15 years. The next day, March 28th, Brianna appeared in Franklin County Municipal Court for her arraignment. Her attorney, Robert Crappens, made it clear that the defense would center on self-defense, suggesting that the circumstances surrounding the incident were more complex than they first appeared. Though he withheld details, Crappens portrayed Brianna as a young woman caught in a tragic situation rather than a cold-blooded killer. He pointed to her background as evidence of character. She had no prior criminal record, had graduated from high school, and was enrolled at Columbus State Community College. Crappens argued that these were not the marks of a violent person, but of someone whose life had taken a devastating turn. The judge, recognizing the gravity of the charge, set Brianna's bond at $750,000. Despite the high amount, her family managed to secure her release that same day. She walked out of jail on strict conditions. No contact with Halia's family or friends, no visits to the crime scene, no weapons, and no threats or acts of violence. Months stretched into a year as hearings were delayed and evidence reviewed. For Halia's family, each passing day deepened their pain. The girl who had taken their daughter's life was free and living her life while Halia lay in a grave. What Brianna didn't initially reveal to police was that she had sent her own threatening messages about Halia approximately 1 week before their fatal encounter. I'd sooner slice Culbertson's if she comes near me again, and I will cut that on my whole family if she tries showing up to my family's home again. The messages indicated that Brianna had been thinking about and threatening violence against Halia at least a week before the confrontation happened. As investigators uncovered these messages, the tone of the case began to shift. What had initially appeared to be a tragic act of self-defense now seemed far more deliberate. In the months that followed, both sides prepared for what was expected to be a highly publicized trial. The prosecution built its argument around 3 main points. First, they claimed that Brianna had used excessive force. Halia had been unarmed, her actions limited to slaps and shoves, which did not justify a deadly response. Second, they cited Brianna's behavior after the stabbing, fleeing the scene, showering, washing her clothes, and hiding the knife. Third, they planned to introduce text messages sent by Brianna a week before the incident in which she threatened Halia. To the prosecution, these messages revealed premeditation and intent. The defense countered with strong evidence of their own. They had video footage showing Halia waiting outside the store and initiating the fight. The same footage captured Brianna repeatedly backing away, more than 40 steps by their count, before and after pulling the knife. Witnesses confirmed that Halia had struck first and continued advancing even after seeing the weapon. The defense also invoked Ohio's Stand Your Ground law, which allows individuals to defend themselves without retreating if they are in a lawful place. They framed Brianna as a frightened young woman acting in panic, not malice. As the June 2024 trial approached, both sides intensified preparations, but the defense made a move that would change everything.
Here comes Jill to save the day, okay? Just kidding. We all know who Mike, who Cheese Harry. Oh, God. We all know who that is, don't we? Oh, yeah. Especially with that little weird, creepy laughing emoji. We know who she is. Okay. We know that she was not afraid because and she can't say, oh, self-defense and blah, 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 because if she was so afraid of this girl, right, then in self-defense, she knew all she had to do was look out the freaking window, the door. It's glass. You could see through it. And she knew that they were out there. She could have said to the store, I know, yeah, you're going to look fucked up, but it's better than going to prison for the rest of your life. Am I wrong? She could have had the dude call the police. But instead, she walked out into that fight. She pulled out the knife. Now, I'm not saying that the one who passed away was innocent in the fighting, because she could have just got into their vehicle and left instead of staying to fight somebody. You feel me? But there's, a bunch of could-haves in this story, in my opinion. Is Salted Peach still here? Yes. Yes, she is. Nice try putting it on Salty. Oh, look at that. Sexy Jack is in at number 1. Where's Axel? Axelot's here. Where's Anonymous? Anonymous doesn't do the sock thing. Anonymous just comes out and talks complete crazy and puts me into, like, panic attacks over nasty money going through, and it could have touched other money in an ATM machine, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I play the nightmare she sent me. Possibly what? What is that dancing? Okay, Olap. I know it. Oh, why am I over here doing that? I know it's you. You sick cheese hair. What the hell is a cheese hair? I'm going back to what I was doing. No, this wasn't you. I didn't say it was you. I said, hey, cheese. No, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on Ola. All right. Let's go.
They filed a motion asking Judge Mark Serrett to exclude the threatening text messages Brianna had sent about Halia a week earlier. They argued that the messages would...
Why did the picture on top... Maybe they did it just for the channel, but the picture they used was her mugshot in her police, in like her prison. I don't even know what it's like, no color, whatever, I guess there, Oh my God.
Unfairly prejudiced the jury, insisting that angry words written days before had no bearing on what happened during the confrontation. The prosecution strongly disagreed, asserting that the messages were key to understanding Brianna's mindset and intent. On June 10, 2024, as jury selection began, Judge Serrett ruled that the text messages would be allowed as evidence. He cautioned Brianna and her attorney that the messages would not help their case. The ruling was a heavy blow for the defense. It meant jurors would see Brianna's own words threatening to harm Halia just days before the stabbing, evidence that could overshadow even the most compelling footage of her retreating. Faced with this setback, attorney Robert Crappen had a difficult choice: proceed to trial with highly damaging evidence, or negotiate a plea deal that would avoid the risk of a life sentence but guarantee some prison time. That same afternoon, after learning of the judge's ruling, Brianna's legal team made their decision. They accepted a plea deal rather than risk a trial dominated by the text messages. Under the agreement, the prosecution dropped the murder charge in exchange for Brianna's guilty plea to involuntary manslaughter, a lesser charge carrying a maximum sentence of 3 years. Under Ohio law, involuntary manslaughter involves causing another person's death through reckless actions or during a sudden emotional outburst without intent to kill. By pleading guilty, Brianna admitted responsibility for Halia's death,
I know,
but maintained that it was not premeditated, a confrontation that spiraled out of control rather than a deliberate act of murder. That afternoon, Brianna stood before Judge Serrett and formally entered her guilty plea, bringing the long and painful case one step closer to its end.
Stand up for me, please. So I have in the computer a 3-page entry of guilty plea form. The document looks like you signed it and your lawyer signed it. Did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And signing it, you're telling me you want to admit to a felony-3 crime called involuntary manslaughter. When you plead guilty, it is a complete admission. You're going to be convicted today, and you're going to be sentenced on July the 11th. It'll be on your record. It's a non-expungable offense. It carries up to 3 years in prison and a fine of up to $10,000.
Their family's going to go crazy, guys.
Pleading guilty and what the maximum penalties are.
Yes, Your Honor.
With that plea, the murder trial ended before it even began. Brianna Berrezzini admitted guilt to involuntary manslaughter in the death of Halia Culbertson. For Halia's family, the plea deal was devastating.
I told
They had prepared themselves for a trial that would reveal every detail of what happened. One where Brianna would face the full weight of a murder charge and, in their eyes, true justice would be served. Instead, they were left with an agreement that limited her punishment to a maximum of 3 years in prison. Halia's grandfather, Harley Langley, voiced the family's frustration, saying the sentence felt far too lenient for a life that was lost.
Exactly.
Their grandmother, Vicky Cashdollar, was even more heartbroken, saying there could be no justice when their granddaughter would never come home again. From a legal standpoint, however, the plea deal was seen as a practical resolution for both sides. For prosecutors, it
the thing is, they were okay. You never know with cases like this. You know, sometimes they get these absurdly long, lifelong sentences when maybe it didn't have to be that way. You know, this happened, that happened, so it shouldn't be life. You know, it's like one of those. And maybe not so much here, but I don't think she deserves, you know, life because the girl did lay in wait for her. Okay. So, and I don't think they were going to let her go, but I think she should have just stayed into the store, and she might have looked like, you know, a total pussy, but she wouldn't be going to prison and have that on her record and be a waitress if she's lucky for the rest of her life. Do you feel me here? And that's not something that they're going to ever expunge off her record. It's over a dumb ass teenage fight. 2 lives destroyed, but 1 life really destroyed and over. She should have taken her sobriety a lot more seriously and really followed and worked the steps. And I don't think she did, because if she did, she wouldn't have been standing there laying in wait for her. I promise you that. Anyone else that has been is in recovery, you don't have to say if you are or not, but you just know that she wouldn't have laid in wait for her that day. She would have just kept on moving, you know? Because you don't just not use the substance, you change the way you think. You play out the tape. And this girl really needed, both of them needed to play out the tape. Okay. Ugh, my God. The sentence is just beyond. It's beyond. I don't know what it's beyond, but it's beyond. I don't know. I picked up that stupid line and now I can't get rid of it.
Guaranteed a conviction and ensured Brianna would serve time, avoiding the uncertainty of a jury possibly accepting her claim of self-defense. On July 11th, 2024, the day of sentencing, emotions ran high in the courtroom. The atmosphere was tense, and the judge made sure the courtroom was in order before proceeding with the sentencing. Just before the judgment was delivered, Assistant Prosecutor Trenton Grohe spoke to the court, firmly asking for the maximum 3-year sentence. He said the evidence showed some signs of self-defense, such as Halia being aggressive, challenging Brianna to a fight, waiting outside to confront her, and striking first. But Grohe stressed that none of this excused Brianna's actions, saying her choice to use a knife turned a fight into a tragedy.
She engaged. She slapped Brianna Berrezzini in the face.
Why don't people fight with their hands anymore?
It is reasonable that those actions
doesn't mind if I'm here. You shouldn't
either.
either.
None of those actions justify Brianna Berrezzini taking a knife and plunging
Oh
it
no,
into his
is it?
clavicle. Rather, that is an act of unjustifiable rage.
You
A
know how I
stabbing
know?
is a disproportionate response.
You know how I know? Not just because Stupid Round Eye said it, but it is the comeback to it. Jill doesn't mind if I'm here. You've said that before. So take them out, mods. I'm not upset about the sentence. Okay, we're going to take him out completely. Oh, you did already. Okay. Beautifully done. Thank you, Round Eye. Yeah, at first, I mean, because I can't like pay attention to everything at one time. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was just like, oh, lot fucking around, you know? And then as soon as I saw Jill wants me here, that's like his go-to little baby thing. No, Jill doesn't want you here. And it was like the very first time he said that, Salty Peach said, that's because Jill doesn't know you. And then I learned the whole story, and then I got the whole story from Olaf, and he is absolutely 100% not allowed in this fucking chat. Okay? I don't care if he comes here with rainbows coming out of his ass with Care Bears. He's not right. No. Okay? No. Now he got me all riled up and derailed. Let me take a breath. All right, let's go.
To a slap. Your Honor, today this court has the responsibility of deciding the appropriate sentence for Ms. Berrezzini.
The prosecution argued that while Halia's actions were aggressive, Brianna's decision to use a knife turned a simple fight into a tragedy. They urged the court to impose the maximum sentence, stressing that a young life was lost because of one reckless choice. However, the defense attorney, Robert Krampus, presented a very different perspective on what had happened that night. He asked the court to watch the surveillance video again, this time with his narration pointing out specific details.
However, Mr. Berridge, who was a friend of Ms. Culberson's, had the opportunity and took that opportunity to video Ms. Culberson as Ms. Culberson was waiting for Brianna to come out of the store. Oh, there's a significant period of time when Ms. Culberson is waiting. Ms. Brianna comes out with drinks in her hand. There is a glass door, but there's posters or pictures or whatever covering that. I think it disputes the fact that this was a mutual combat. Let's get into a fist fight, and then fist fight got out of hand. And at that time, Brianna had pulled the knife. In watching and reviewing the video that was played about the actual event a little while ago.
She knew she was out there. Stop it.
I counted no less than 30 steps that my client took backwards. She pulled a knife from her pocket and took 15 more steps backwards away from Ms. Culberson. She didn't want to engage at all. This was more an assault than a mutual fistfight. And at the time, as Mr. Barrett said, she's afraid. She was in fear, and she was.
If that was the case, if exactly what this man said was the case, then I have to say, I do feel, I don't feel as strongly as I thought I felt about it. I honestly can't say like, oh, you know, you did blah, blah, blah. You knew they were waiting for you. You shouldn't, I, after listening, if this was the actual case, then yeah, I'm going to go with that. And if they have the video evidence, and they do, they're in the courtroom and he can look, and it's being showed to the judge, then, you know, yeah. But why are they still rambling on when they already gave her sentence?
When her friend tried to jump in and help, Mr. Berridge threatened him.
The defense attorney's argument was clear and direct. He maintained that Brianna Berrezzini was not the aggressor, but the victim of an assault, forced to defend herself only after trying to avoid the confrontation. He urged the court to show leniency and impose a sentence below the maximum, emphasizing that Brianna had already endured deep emotional suffering and would live with the weight of taking a life forever. While he agreed that some prison time was justified, he argued that a maximum sentence would not reflect the full complexity of the situation. Throughout all of these devastating victim impact statements, Brianna Berrezzini sat at the defense table largely expressionless. Whether this reflected emotional shutdown, a deliberate attempt to maintain composure in court, genuine remorse she was struggling to express, or something else entirely, only Brianna knows. But the image of her sitting stone-faced while Halia's family wept and described their anguish was noted by many observers and would be commented on later.
Never once thought I would be here today with these charges. I also have never been one to start a fight. I'm always the person to back away from confrontation. Not a day goes by that this incident hasn't been on my mind. I understand and feel for the victim's family as I know the harm I have caused them is indescribable. I also feel for my own family as the situation has caused them a lot of pain. I can understand and appreciate the harm that I have caused
like that
them.
one,
I will be
Axelot?
living with this guilt the rest of my life. I took a life and I understand the victim's family will suffer for the rest of their lives.
This was a brief statement, and it seemed sincere in its expression of remorse. However, for Halia's family, no words could be adequate. No expression of remorse could bring Halia back or ease their pain. As the weight of those emotions settled over the courtroom, all eyes turned toward the bench, awaiting the judge's decision. The courtroom fell silent as Judge Mark Serrett prepared to deliver his final decision, the culmination of a deeply emotional and tragic case that had weighed heavily on everyone involved. He acknowledged that while there were mitigating factors and that Brianna Berrezzini was technically eligible for probation, he would not be granting it. Then came the official sentencing.
I'm going to give you a 3-year prison sentence, 3 days jail credit. You are going to have the ability for early release, and I will consider that at the appropriate time.
With those words, the courtroom exhaled in a mix of relief and sorrow. For some, it was justice served. For others, it felt far too light for a life lost. Judge Serrett ended by warning Brianna to behave well in prison and take responsibility for her rehabilitation, reminding her that her future would depend on the choices she made moving forward.
Oh yeah, look at that, guys. They had the one, what am I doing? They had the one with the Mackenzie Shirilla up. And that one is very good. They did a good job on that one too, because first, before I watched anything, I read, you know, the first articles when it first happened. I went back in the newspaper for this little hick town or whatever. And it turned out that I have a friend who has a mother who, you know, lives in that town. And hey, Elizabeth. Oh, your time ran out. Oh, what did I say about is it Elizabeth like RN, a nurse, or is it Elizabeth like right the fuck now? How you doing? Okay. Yeah, so I personally do think that yeah, that I was starting to think, oh, yay, Elizabeth. I hope you didn't do that over like feeling pressured. I hope you did that because you wanted to, because thank you. And woo 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 woo. That's my woo woo. It is not, I say not. Who did you lay the hammer down on? Oh my God. Because I have to say, I forgot what the hell I was just talking about. Oh. Hold on. What the hell am I doing? Oh, that's right. I'm thinking it has one of those things. but it doesn't. Okay. I was looking for something to press to say, heart or whatever. Okay. Thank you so very, very much, Elizabeth. Okay. I appreciate your support very much so. All right. Let's see. Stalker Leopard Jack. Now wait, now we're calling yeah, Jack was here, wasn't he? Jack. Oh, how'd you know that it was done? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he came. And my rule is as soon as you guys can, like, because sometimes I'm not like paying as close attention. I checked the channel and it was like just made on the 17th. So, but at first I thought it was Ola fucking around. I mean, look at the name, Nope. I am not here, Jill. What do you mean you're not here? Where are you? On another planet? Or did you? Or please tell me you was going to say I wasn't there. Oh, God. That's so funny. Nope. I am not here, Jill. I love you, Jack. Oh, God. Gosh. It was that leopard character. Oh, I did. Oh God, I'm a mess. Let me just say shut up, okay, guys, please. Just say shut up. Okay. One. When we get to the end of this, I will put on another I'll continue shut up, Ronnie. I will continue the goal in a minute. Keys, we still love you. Just remember, if you're doing something up on a roof, maybe I am on my way to the clouds, but that's about all. Bless her heart. Oh, gotta love you, Jack. And just remember, people, if you're doing there it is. Thank you, Anonymous. If you're trying to do something on the roof, right? It will hurt if it's on top of something like this. Oops, wait. Okay. Those kind of like, roof tiles, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they hurt. You got to put like a nice big comfy blanket down, a thick one, okay? You feel me? Or you're going to be bleeding. You're going to be a bleeding mess. That didn't sound good at all. All right, let's roll. Oh, let me restart this goal. Okay. All right. Can't. Oh, all right. LA today. Oh, shut up, Anonymous. All right, let's go. Where's my thing? Oh. Okay, this is the other woman. Now, this one was on the cover, the thumbnail more, because there was better ways to get photos of her. Even that police photo, the female cop, that's her. Okay.
courtroom, smiling softly, thinking her badge will protect her. 38-year-old Sarah Clayson had convinced herself she'd walk free. Her lawyers painted her as a dedicated public servant with a spotless 14-year record, an off-duty Washington State Patrol trooper who made an unfortunate misjudgment. A tragic accident, they claimed. Nothing criminal. The defense was working. The court was listening. But then prosecutors presented the body camera footage, the blood alcohol results, the 4 hours spent at the bar, and everything
For
changed.
anonymous it is.
What you're about to see is the moment Sarah Clayson realized her badge couldn't protect her from the evidence, the moment she learned that refusing sobriety tests doesn't erase a .17 blood alcohol level.
Well, it was.
A 20-year-old man was dead, his motorcycle crushed beneath her SUV, and the proof of what really happened on Highway 240 was captured on police body cameras, surveillance footage, and toxicology reports that couldn't be explained away. This is the chilling case of the law enforcement officer who spent 4 hours drinking before turning her vehicle into a weapon. And every single detail I'm about to show you has been verified through police reports, court testimony, and body camera footage. If you've never heard this story before, prepare yourself. Because what happened in Richland, Washington on March 1st, 2025 will challenge everything you think you know about equal justice, the thin blue line, and how your profession can't shield you from the consequences of driving drunk. There was something investigators discovered about where Clausen spent her afternoon that would prove crucial. Something about a bar tab that mysteriously disappeared. Something that would show this wasn't just one drink with dinner.
Do you recognize these two people? We think they may have been here.
They've been in here a long time ago.
We just suspect that the owners likely got rid of the documentation.
She was trying to get out of the way. Whatever bike he's on is trapped under that car.
I saw what I thought was a car with one headlight out. I turned, and as soon as I turned, just felt boom.
March 1st, 2025. Saturday evening, Highway 240 in Richland, Washington. The Richland Police Department received this 911 call.
911, where is your emergency?
I'm on 240 turning into Village Parkway going into Grand Rapids.
She's real calm.
Person, it looks like to be on the ground. It looks like a vehicle has hit a motorcycle or a person on a bicycle.
Okay. You said you're at 240 in Village Parkway?
Correct.
Did you see the accident happen, or did you just see somebody in a motorcycle on the ground?
We just saw it happen.
Oh, okay.
Wait a
Are they moving at all?
No.
Okay.
The first responder was Richland police officer Steve Hyde. What he found would turn...
Hold on. So who actually called 911? She didn't? A passerby did? Because she clearly can't claim that she didn't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, their vehicle didn't do it. I mean, look at this. Oh, God, and look at this. My God. Okay. So it had to be somebody else. That's strange. I don't know. Let's see.
A traffic accident investigation into a DUI vehicular homicide case. A small crowd had already gathered around a Kia Telluride sitting in the middle of the intersection. One of the witnesses, a retired law enforcement agent, spoke to him.
When we showed up, this is my car.
Okay.
So we could see him here, and then her car, she was trying to get out of the way. Whatever bike he's on is trapped under that car.
Okay. All right.
He has a fanny pack. I think they just removed it from his chest. She was a first responder. We could tell that he didn't have a pulse, and that's when she started chest compressions.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Do you need us?
No.
We did not see anything.
No, that's fine.
The victim's motorcycle was wedged underneath the front right fender.
Okay, what do we know?
Been going
back there.
When I got here, they were just loading him into the ambulance. I think he was still alive, I think.
Yeah, not doing good.
But yeah, he looked pretty, like it's compressions and stuff.
Oh,
so
look good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
She's there.
I'm getting a statement from them, and they said we weren't really sure what direction the bike. We didn't know if the bike was
Holy shit.
out or the bike turned in front of me, essentially.
Okay.
A young man had been thrown from his bike, severely injured. People who'd stopped at the scene were desperately trying to revive him. The SUV's driver stood nearby, Sarah Clayson. She was waiting, talking to first responders. Firefighters worked frantically to save the motorcyclist's life, but his injuries were too great. Joser Vega Sanchez, 20 years old, was pronounced dead at Cadillac Regional Medical Center. But how did this collision happen? And why would something that initially seemed like a regular collision end up turning into a criminal investigation? The story begins earlier that Saturday when Joser Vega Sanchez had finished his day shift at Lamb Weston around 4 p.m. The 20-year-old tote dump operator returned home to the Horn Rapids neighborhood. His family described him as a bright and loving soul. Joser had been working at Lamb Weston, one of the world's largest frozen potato producers, for over a year. As a tote dump operator, he was responsible for handling the industrial containers that transported raw potatoes through the processing facility. It was hard work, physical work, but Joser showed up every day with a positive attitude. He had dreams beyond the factory floor. Joser talked about going back to school, about building a better future for himself, and eventually for a family of his own. At 20 years old, he was just beginning to figure out who he wanted to become. His father, Ruben Sanchez, described him as someone who lit up every room he entered. The motorcycle he rode that day was relatively new to him. His family had been nervous about him riding, but Joser was careful. He took it slow. He'd only ridden his motorcycle 3 or 4 times before. Still learning, still getting comfortable with it. Around 6 p.m., Joser left home on his motorcycle. There was still some daylight left. He headed east on Highway 240, riding in the 55-mile-per-hour zone at 53 miles per hour. According to later police investigation, he was obeying the speed limit, just riding, heading down a familiar highway near his home. Sarah Clayson, an off-duty trooper, was driving her Kia Telluride west on Highway 240 at the same time, heading home to Horn Rapids. A pizza she'd ordered sat in the passenger seat. She'd called Domino's at 7:15 p.m., placed a $24 order, asked them to have it ready for pickup. She approached the intersection at Village Parkway, her neighborhood entrance. She needed to make a left turn across the oncoming traffic lane. According to her later statement to police, she was going about 20 miles per hour as she started the turn. She didn't judge the distance correctly. Her SUV slammed into Joser's motorcycle on the front right fender. The impact was catastrophic. The motorcycle became wedged underneath her vehicle. Joser was thrown. He landed 47 feet from the point of impact. His helmet cracked on contact with the pavement. His body tumbled across 2 lanes before coming to rest in the intersection. Then something happened that witnesses would tell police about, something that raised immediate red flags. According to a witness who spoke to investigators on condition of anonymity, Clausen tried to flee. The witness reported that it looked like Clausen's vehicle had shut off, then turned back on. The SUV moved forward about a meter before it couldn't move further because the motorcycle was stuck underneath. She tried to drive away, with a dying man in the street, with his motorcycle crushed under her SUV, but she couldn't move. The bike was wedged too tightly. Keep this attempted flight in mind. It becomes critical when understanding consciousness of guilt. Initially, the officers at the scene were very nice to Clausen, since she was a law enforcement agent just like them.
Where is her?
We're still going to have CID just down here, help them out and do whatever they need to do and go that way. But
they can't play certain games.
Sorry it happened to you. Yeah. Scott, you're okay.
Repealed in 19.
He's okay too.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't look okay.
He didn't look okay, yeah.
The looks of it.
Yeah. No, there. These people are here.
What was that? Hey, stop the dog.
It's okay. There's no reason.
Just
Everybody's recording here.
Yeah.
Well, not yet. It's not.
He still got it?
But they're still.
Well, I saw Aid going that way.
Okay.
They took him. He looked. They were doing like CPR and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Dude, I didn't even know it was you. Are you all right?
I didn't even realize that either at first.
No.
I thought you just stopped.
I know I was walking up.
Sorry.
It looks like
I would have been a little more like,
No.
"Are you okay?"
No.
I just like
No,
saw
you're
you
good,
and I was like, "Oh, she must have been driving."
We were
home."
in to order pizza and I was like, no, I'll just go get it and save the $6 charge.
But Clausen was properly interviewed at the scene.
So, I'm Steve with the traffic unit. So, just I know this is probably uncomfortable, but we're just gonna treat this like as if it was anything else.
Chilling.
We wanted to figure out what was going on. Just
She thinks
just
she's
in order
not
to rule anything out.
Yeah.
Like obviously, it just is important to rule everything out.
He
and
just
to
came
confirm.
out right out in
So,
front of me, guys.
I'm just getting here, so I know you already answered
And
some
us
questions from the other
women
guys, but generally, what happened?
Should definitely.
So I went and picked up
Always.
a Domino's pizza.
Okay.
So people like
I was
Jack.
left in here. I live right over
Okay.
there on Wild Canyon Way.
Okay.
I saw
I don't
what I
even
thought
know
was
what
a
I'm
car with
saying.
one headlight out.
Okay.
Right just past where the
Oh,
reflective
bye,
signs that
round
were.
eye.
Okay. Sure.
And so I was already slowing in the turn lane, and
oh no, I'm in
saw him
awe.
there, and I was like, oh, I got enough time.
Okay.
I turned, and as soon as I turned,
Round
felt
eye.
boom.
Talk to you
That's when officers
next
noticed something
time.
was wrong.
Or
I think
message
she
ya.
has something on board.
I love your messages.
Yeah. So
Is there
we have to.
is there going to be enough to get a search warrant?
So yeah, I'll write it. I mean, unless you want.
What changed?
So I was just studying her. She got a couple misspelled words on here.
Okay.
She wrote sigh, and she said 100 feet. Sorry, I'm going a little fast. She estimated the distance between the guy on the motorcycle and her to be 100 feet, which that's way more than 100. That's a miss.
I can't even tell you what
She said she
100
was almost
feet is.
through her turn, when clearly she was at the very beginning of her turn. Her eyes are a little bit glassy, a little bit.
What those lights be?
But could be, but we got to err on the side of caution.
Okay.
I do not have a great sense of smell, but I think I smelled a little bit of odor of alcohol, enough for me to say. And then I told her, I'm like, hey, we just want to rule out impairment. And by you not doing it, I'm not going to ask you again, but I'm like, we can't rule it out. And she's like, yeah, well, if I would have had a glass of wine earlier, I know how this goes. And I said, did you have a glass of wine earlier? And she said, I'm not going to answer that. So, okay. I think with everything.
She said what?
We have to. I mean, I will write the search warrant.
3 minutes later, based on the glossy eyes, the alcohol smell, the misspellings, the refusal to cooperate with sobriety testing, Hyde arrested Sarah Clazen on suspicion of DUI vehicular homicide.
All right. So, like I said, we were really trying to rule alcohol out.
Okay. Okay. I see that first of all, I don't like her freaking attitude after what she did, and she's standing there smiling and laughing. No, I don't like that. But let's pretend I don't see that. I don't know about it. And all I know is that she's got she misspelled something, right? That you could put a lot of things down to people being nervous. They just ran someone over. But with that, I would expect to see some type of visceral reaction, something. Like I told you guys my story with the little boy and for some reason, I don't know what it was, but him and his friend like waited for the light to change. I don't know why they did that. And then they just dodged out. It was, I was so upset. I was like, you could tell how upset I was. Okay. I didn't even take that person's life. I didn't even cause major injuries. Okay. And this woman and I showed way more caring about the situation than she's showing, and I just don't understand it. But then on one side you can say, okay, she might be nervous and she spelt something wrong. Okay, fine. Her eyes might be a little glassy because they're outside. Maybe my eyes could be watery a lot. That could look like glassiness, it just depends. You have to take the whole picture in. And for me, taking in the whole picture here is like, okay, you are absolutely, this isn't right. Oh my good God. I don't even want to know I could find out what it is as soon as I put the StreamYard back up. I've just been having it on this so I don't have to whatever, so I could pause. So yeah, if you take in the whole picture here, she would have tried to freaking leave, and that's it. I also want to know who made the 911 call.
I'm not convinced that alcohol wasn't a factor. So right now you are under arrest. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and put your hand behind your back. So we will be doing a search warrant for blood. Okay.
Okay.
That way there will be no questions. See back here.
Oh yeah, here's one new breath test.
Well, this so we're trying to
No,
treat this
she
like any other
wasn't anonymous.
incident, and
Yeah, I
typically once the opportunity kind of comes and that you say you didn't want to do it, it's voluntary, and then if you want
I
to do
know,
it,
I was
Well,
shocked.
I did a voluntary breath test at the VAC, but I just didn't want to do the fields.
okay. So you wanted to submit to, I think with this, the significance of this, I think it's probably, we're going to probably get a search warrant. Okay.
That's fine.
All right. I appreciate your
Yeah,
cooperation.
no worries, of course.
No worries, of course. The other thing is, like I was telling this, I think, to an anonymous, but like being that watching those police camera stuff lately, I was like brewing my morning coffee and I was just, waiting. So I don't know, like just messing around, I decided to try to do the foot in front of the foot 9 times and turn around, and then the stand on one foot and have the other up. And I'm stone cold sober, okay? And I couldn't do them. Like, I could not do them. I would be in some trouble, and I'd have to tell them ahead of time. Like if you're not drinking and they don't smell alcohol, they have no reason to ask you to do a field, a test, but God forbid, but yeah, I couldn't do it. I know why I couldn't do it, but yeah, I can't do them. So, I'll just have to blow. Okay, let's go.
Nobody knew either was that hours before the crash, Clayson had been somewhere she shouldn't have been, somewhere that would transform this case into something far more damning. And what they found missing from that location would raise questions about evidence destruction and who was trying to protect her. Sarah Klassen was a 14-year veteran of the Washington State Patrol. She'd worked out of the Yakima field office. She served as a public information officer for District 3, the region between Yakima and Walla Walla. Her job was literally to speak for the police, to explain investigations, to represent law enforcement to the media and public. She had no disciplinary record, no prior incidents, a clean career spanning more than a decade. She was married to Trent Clayson, a retired state trooper. They lived together in the Horn Rapids neighborhood in Richland. On March 1st, Sarah Clayson finished her shift. According to surveillance footage and police reports, she met her husband around 3:20 p.m., but they didn't meet at home. Instead, they met at a bar, the Moon Palace, a small establishment at 228 Simon Street near the Uptown Shopping Center. Listed as a Chinese restaurant, but functioning primarily as a bar. The place was unusual, cash only. Customers had to enter through a side door.
Use your pretty
Front door stayed
privilege.
locked. A neighboring business owner told police the Moon Palace was very heavy-handed with the alcohol in their drinks. Richland officer Steve Hyde wrote in his report that he'd been unaware the Moon Palace was even a functional business. The years that I've worked for the city of Richland, I had presumed that it was an abandoned building that used to function as a Chinese restaurant.
That is so
But Sarah
funny.
and Trent Klassen knew it was open. They were regulars. Surveillance cameras from traffic lights and businesses showed Sarah arriving in her Kia Telluride around 3:28 p.m.
Ooh, nice
She and her husband
car.
went inside,
Right.
and they stayed for 4 hours before leaving around 7:26 p.m. 4 hours at a bar before Sarah Klassen got behind the wheel of her SUV.
So
4 hours before she turned left across Highway
This little place is cash only. I find that amazing, especially after the fact that I could hardly touch cash, and now Anonymous has made it so much worse, and you'll see why. Left ear sign it. Yes. Yep, I feel you, Axelot. Oh, and also, if you want to see pretty, Jack. Oh, I have to go down, I think, for you to see it. Oh, wait. No, I have to be up. Sorry. She's so pretty, our Axelot. Everybody's pretty here. And then, of course, there's moi. Stunning. All right, anyway. So, that is so weird. So that place only takes cash, right? And the front door doesn't open. You have to go in the side door. So the cops didn't even know that it was a open establishment. He thought it was a closed down Chinese takeout or restaurant or something. I mean, that is crazy. And so apparently, like they just said, her and her husband were regulars there. So let's see.
240 without properly judging the distance, 4 hours before Joser Vega Sanchez died under her vehicle. What investigators discovered about the Klassens' drinking habits would show this wasn't an isolated incident. This was a pattern. And what they found missing from the bar would suggest someone was trying to cover up exactly how much alcohol Sarah Clason had consumed that day. After Sarah Clason's arrest, Richland police needed to establish how much she'd been drinking. They went to the Moon Palace with search warrants. Their interaction with bar manager and owner Bradley Wu was tense. The place had to be temporarily shut down because of their search.
Oh.
So we're just investigating a collision that happened on Saturday. Do you recognize these two people? We think they may have been here.
They've been in here a long time ago.
A long time ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you working on Saturday?
I was not working on Saturday.
Okay. Who was working on Saturday?
One of the girls.
Okay. Who was the other girls that were working on Saturday?
There's just a couple other employees.
Okay.
So
what are the names?
I don't really want to answer anything because I don't know what it's going to turn
Good for
into.
you.
Right, so that's kind of what I figured. So I did apply for and was granted a search warrant for this location.
Okay.
That's why we didn't go over this yesterday. We were hoping to do this with your cooperation, but we can do this either way. So
do I need an attorney then, or
you can get an attorney. Right now we have a search warrant.
Get one, dude.
We are going to we're going to search and seize the location for receipts, financial documents, Badger ledger entries, or any similar documentations. I will leave you with a copy of this warrant.
Can you let me ask my attorney first? Would that be okay?
No.
You don't have the choice, sir.
So what we're gonna need you to do, unfortunately, everyone's gonna have to leave.
Jack.
We're gonna have to close you down until we're done with this.
When officers asked him about the couple,
You
Wu
know
became
that
very evasive.
group of numbers
So you wouldn't be
that
able to
I
tell me
put
yes or no
in
whether these
our
two people were here or not?
I'm not going to
chat.
say so.
Why not?
Use
don't wanna
it,
say.
Soon, however, things became very
tomorrow.
heated.
I feel like we got to search this place. Like,
Sir, with all due respect, I don't understand why you wouldn't be willing to share who the employee was and would be able to answer our
Oh
questions.
my
That's not my
God.
interest,
Okay.
Louis.
I feel like he is interfering with our investigation, and I think he needs to leave. Sir, you need to leave.
How is
Sir,
he
you need to leave.
interfering?
I'm just going to sit right here.
You're not going to sit right here. You are going to be obstructing our investigation.
Oh, you
will be
have it
handcuffed.
too?
You understand?
We're
You
here on a
But
search
why?
warrant.
I'll
sir,
sit by the
sir,
door.
you can sit outside the door. We are going to search the premises. Do you understand? We tried to make you work.
Go sit in the corner.
Okay, that's fine.
Go sit in the corner.
I
We
will.
I'll go ahead.
tried
I have to take
to
my phone
make
first.
you work.
You can grab your phone.
That's all. Look for March 1st on there. That's what you want.
We know what we're looking for. Thank you.
I don't understand why you're being difficult about this, sir. We're just trying to get in and out.
I'll tell you what you are
Baby,
doing.
where
You're bringing
he's
more
from.
attention on
That-
yourself.
Jack,
We were
I
hoping
have
to get in
that.
and get out of here real quick.
I have that too.
Still, the officers were able to dig up some evidence. From seized bar tabs, they found 42 handwritten tabs from December, January, and February. All marked Trent and Sarah, Sarah and Trent, or just Sarah. Police created a calendar. January had 20 tabs over 18 days. February showed 17 tabs over 15 days. The Clasons had visited the Moon Palace 3 to 5 times every week for 2 months before the fatal crash. The tabs generally showed 4 to 6 drink entries each, usually $6 to $7.50 per drink. But here's what destroyed any claim this was just casual drinking. The tab from March 1st, the day of the crash, was missing, completely gone.
Okay, so in doing the search
Wait,
for these
wait,
receipts, you're able to figure out which ones.
Wait, here's my question. How do they know that there would have been a tab for that day of the crash? What if they had something to do? I mean, do you automatically open a tab when the people aren't even there? I mean, call me crazy, but I never heard of that before. Well, let's see.
Pertain to Sarah.
Yes, correct. We on the bottom of the receipt, sometimes will say Sarah, but most of the times they will say Trent and Sarah, indicating that they were here together.
Okay, and so the idea of expanding it for the date range is just to establish that this particular occasion on March was consistent with prior times they were there. So the receipt is consistent, and there may be other reasons why. I was just asking.
Yeah, I mean, we just suspect that the owners likely got rid of the documentation on the 1st of March after hearing, what had happened with this incident, kind of giving its high profile nature.
Okay, so do you think that they did this because they're afraid that they're terrified of losing their liquor license, which would completely screw up business for them? Or are they such good buddies with them that they did it? Like, what do you guys think? That's what I take, guys, by the way, Jack and Axelot. I try not to take it too much because I don't always love the way it feels. But like, oh God, I have so many here. You can build a house. Okay. It's just, to me, this is just very strange.
And probably want to absolve themselves from any responsibility.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Employee here, the owner's son, said that they are friends with Sarah, with the suspect, and also yes, he also reached out to who I believe was Scott Johnson, who's also currently defending Sarah Klassen with her.
Right.
Surveillance footage proved the Klassens were there from approximately 3:28 p.m. to 7:26 p.m.
How the fuck
4
would
hours
they
at the
know
bar, but no receipt,
that
no
the
record of
guy
what they ordered,
reached
no
out
documentation of how many drinks Sarah Klassen consumed.
Sarah's
Officers searched the
lawyer?
premises, checked trash cans, requested all financial records. Nothing. But prosecutors
You're
didn't need the bar
terrible,
tab.
Ron.
They had something better, something that couldn't be destroyed or hidden. Something taken directly from Sarah Klassen's blood 6
can't
hours
stop
after the
laughing.
crash. After refusing the preliminary breath test and field sobriety tests at the scene, Sarah Klassen had been arrested and taken to the Richland Police Department. She'd initially told investigators she had been home that evening and left only to pick up pizza. That was a lie. Police already knew it. Surveillance footage showed her at the Moon Palace for 4 hours. Officer Hyde applied for a search warrant to draw Klassen's blood. A judge approved the warrant at 11:55 p.m., 4 hours and 15 minutes
Does
after
that
the
really
collision.
work?
Medical staff drew
I'll try
blood at
that
1:16
too.
a.m., 6 hours after the crash.
It's hard. I can't really get to the spots as good. Certain spots.
Oh, that's okay. You can switch it to the other finger.
Why is she? Oh, okay. They had a warrant for her blood.
116.
I feel
When the
so
blood test
bad
results came
though
back
for
weeks
the guy.
later, they were
She
baffling.
tried to leave.
Her blood alcohol level was at 0.17%. That's more than twice the legal limit of 0.08%. And that was 6 hours after the crash. 6 hours during which her body had been metabolizing alcohol.
Oh my God. And then here's my question. Where the hell is her husband? Like, she definitely shouldn't have been driving. 10-1 says that he probably shouldn't have been driving. Either. But apparently they must have had different cause because her husband was not at the scene. So this is just weird.
At the time of the collision, her BAC would have been even higher. Remember that witness who said Klassen tried to flee the scene? That behavior suddenly made more sense. She knew she was drunk. She knew she'd just killed someone. She tried to drive away before police arrived, but the motorcycle was stuck under her SUV. She couldn't move.
There
Her
is no
attitude at
way
the crash
in-
site was sickening, and the public outrage was only fitting. But prosecutors had more evidence about exactly where Sarah Klassen had been drinking, evidence that someone had tried to destroy. Sarah Klassen was arrested on March 1st, 2025, but she wasn't formally charged until September 2025. 6 months later,
Hey, how did they figure out where she was drinking? How did they figure out that it was that place, the Chinese place? Like how did they figure that out? Was there like some type of I don't know, receipt or something? How is the I wouldn't know, Jack, because I'm not a Jersey girl. I was a New York girl, not a Jersey girl. Actually, we used to laugh at them because their hair was always so big. Like they would come in to, like, say you wanted to go to a club or bars or whatever in Manhattan, right? They would come from Jersey because they would have up until a certain time, pretty late at night, to get back to Jersey. Okay. Like on the train and stuff, because A, you're not gonna want to drink and drive, and B, where the hell are you gonna park? You know? So just forget that. So but like we would play Let's Spot It. Like, so we would spot the guys because yes, they would have the gel all up in their hair, seriously, track suits. And then the girls, their hair was always big. It was always big. It was just like, oh, here they are, here they come. No offense to anybody if they're from Jersey. Please forgive me. I know that now, Jill. I knew that now, Jill. I know. Cedars Point? What? Is that on Jersey Shore? Oh, don't worry. I'll get you, Jack. I'll get you. All right, let's go.
The delay sparked public criticism. Protesters gathered in Richland demanding justice for Joser Sanchez. His family grew increasingly frustrated. When asked if prosecutors had been in contact with them, Joser's father, Ruben Sanchez,
it looked
said
like
no.
There was barely
No
any traffic,
no updates,
too.
Nothing. Then in September 2025, charges were finally filed. 1 count of vehicular homicide while driving under the influence. On September 24th, 2025, Sarah Clayson appeared in Benton County Superior Court for arraignment. She pleaded not guilty.
We will waive a formal reading and enter a plea of not guilty.
She was released on her own recognizance. No bail, no payment required. But the proposed conditions were minimal.
What?
Clayson could travel freely within Washington.
Oh, wait, before my head spins around and pops off and pea soup goes everywhere, which, by the way, I don't do pea soup, so don't worry about it. My coffee, though, might come everywhere. I mean, come out everywhere. That sounds better. Can you please tell me? If that's what you're what the fucking about, Anonymous, so am I. Oh God, Ronnie, you love it. No. Okay, so the thing is, oh God, wait, what was I saying here? Oh, if that had been me, okay, let's be clear here. If that had been me, I have yes, I'm no angel, all right, but I'm not even a felon. I've never gotten a felony. Okay, I'm not stupid. I didn't, I mean, you know, I've done dumb things like running across the parkway when they told me to step out of the car, like stupid shit like that. But I never got a felony, okay? So even in that situation, do you think they would let me walk out that door without a pretty high amount of bail money? No. She got ROR'd. Now, if that isn't privilege because she was a police officer and her husband was a ex-police officer, for crying out loud, they didn't even have to like take out a mortgage out on their house to get her out. She just waltzes out. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm so angry about this. Like no, that's right. None. What did you say? Amateur. No, I'm good. I'm good, baby. I'm good. I'm good at what I do. Okay. I am just sickened by this.
Washington State and Arizona to visit family. She didn't have to wear a monitoring device. She didn't need an ignition interlock device installed in her vehicle. Family and friends of Joser spoke out immediately after the hearing.
Have you guys heard from the prosecutor at all? I think I saw that they weren't communicating very well.
Yeah.
Have they talked to you at all since then?
No. His life was valuable and he meant a lot to us, and justice needs to be served.
Remember that missing bar tab? The Moon Palace was also facing scrutiny. No violations in the past 5 years, according to Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board records. But the missing receipt and the destroyed evidence suggested someone had tried to help Klassen avoid accountability. Bradley Wu has not been charged with a crime as of December 2025.
Good.
But he was named as a defendant in the Sanchez family's civil lawsuit alongside Klassen in the Moon Palace. What would happen at trial remains unclear, but so far it seems prosecutors had everything they needed. The blood test, the body camera footage, the surveillance video, the witness testimony about attempted flight, the pattern of drinking at the Moon Palace for months before the crash. Sarah Clayson's trial is scheduled for February 2026. She remains on paid administrative leave from the Washington State Patrol, still collecting her trooper salary nearly a year after killing Joser Sanchez.
Unreal.
Her next court date was originally set for October 22nd, 2025, but was moved to January 7th, 2026 for an omnibus hearing to finalize pretrial details. The prosecution will present the blood alcohol results, body camera footage showing impairment, the 4 hours at the Moon Palace, the missing bar tab suggesting consciousness of guilt, the witness testimony about attempted flight, the lies about being home before going for pizza. The defense will argue the blood draw delay created reasonable doubt that the crash was a tragic accident, not a crime.
Husband.
That Sarah Clayson has a spotless record and deserves leniency.
Were they? No, that's no. Spotless record and deserves leniency. Stop it. Why? Because she has a badge? No. If you can't do the same for others, then you don't get to do it for somebody with a badge. That really sticks in my craw. And let me tell you something, my craw is getting filled up. You feel me? It's getting filled. And Jack, no hair. If you need any help with that hair, I'll pluck them. Okay, I'll pull them out. All right, just for funsies. My God, that's so nice of me, isn't it? And sick. All right.
Sarah Clayson maintains her not guilty plea. Her attorney has stated she deserves fair proceedings, not a system biased against her.
Nice.
But Joser's family would argue otherwise. It's been protecting her because of her badge, because of her career.
It has
because
been.
Prosecutors and police work with troopers every day and might not.
Okay, we're going to watch a short that is from Anonymous. That it has hey Fernette. No doubt it saved me. Ouch, damn it. So How you doing, Fernette? Fernette, brace yourself for this one. I remember thinking, oh God, it's a good thing Fernette's not here. Okay, but you are. So, oh wait, the other one. Oh no, it won't work. That's right. I'll put it. I'll do it for the next time because there was another one. I forget. But I can't play that one. But I can play. I don't think. I'll take a look. Give me 1 second, guys. Just want to check something out. Come on. I don't have all day. Okay. Man, I can't stand that girl. What the hell's her name? Sydney Sweeney from that one show. Okay, hold on. Oh, yes, I can put it up. Okay. 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 Hi, Fernette. Yeah, he is. Okay, so let's go. Now, this is why I hate cash. I hate touching cash. Okay. Card, Cash App, pay me in Cash App. I'll pay you in Cash App, whatever. Or like, you might use my cards, whatever. Okay. And now, and I always will wash my hands in Purell after I touch money. It's the dirtiest thing in the world. And Anonymous has me traumatized. Okay. Are you ready? Can you handle it? Let's see.
What about the gold tooth on the side without the diamonds on it? You ain't gonna brush that one? You ain't. Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, but your grill is too small. You got hibachi teeth on a George Foreman grill. So next time you go, tell them to supersize it or something. I like I know the back of that $100 is stinking.
No. Oh God. Oh my God. You saw this, Axelot. Well, you're a good friend, Axelot, not to send it to me. Oh my God, Jack. What do you mean you can fix her? Oh my God. You know what? I think I am too, actually. Great way to get Hep C. Oh God. It's a great way to get a lot of things. Okay, let me take a breath. Okay, God. Ugh. All right. Oh, Axelot. I didn't expect from you. I didn't. But now we've got, I don't. my God. Oh God. Oh dear Lord. Chill. Okay, just take a sip of your Diet Coke. It'll make you feel nice and warm and fuzzy inside. Okay. All right. Let's do it.
My people, let's make some coffee, folks. I just woke up 10 in the morning, almost 11 o'clock.
Have you ever washed one of your
Make
pants?
some coffee.
I love the owls.
Oh, girls, I already put coffee, the water on the stove. Now I'm going to put the coffee. No,
Who's
not the
girls?
sugar right away. I put sugar. Maybe I put too much sugar.
What is going on? I might have to watch this one twice to figure out what's going on. I'm waiting for that to bust up into flames. What is this piece of wood?
Good morning,
Okay,
my
I'm
people.
sorry. We gotta do this one.
Let's make some coffee, folks. I just woke up 10 in the morning, almost 11 o'clock, 11 in the morning. Make some coffee.
Oh yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Yeah, 11 in the
Oh,
morning.
girls, I already put coffee, the water on the stove. Now I'm going to put the coffee. No, not the sugar right away. I put sugar. Maybe I put too much sugar.
How is she making coffee? Can somebody explain this to me? Please, somebody. No one knows what this woman is making. Salty Beach said, ew. What is this? Okay, listen.
Good morning.
Listen. Okay. God forgive me for saying this, please. I, studied the Holocaust very deeply, and I read a lot. Okay, I read a lot of survivor books and, movies from this country and other countries, and what she was making there, okay, without the sugar, basically looked like what they got to eat. Throw in a piece of rotten turnip, and that's about it, okay? That's what it looks like she's making, and I'm not trying, I am not being funny here, okay? I am being dead ass, all right? Okay, even better. No, even worse. Guys, we're talking okay, it looks like how do I say this? Dishwater. My worst enemy. Dirty dishwater. Okay, dirty, slushy, yicky dishwater. And what in the hell? Her house is gonna blow. It's gonna blow, or whatever the hell it is she's living in is gonna blow, because this is disgusting. Look at this. Look at this. Oh God, let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Oh, I think it's gourmet gruel. Instant what? Instant nasty? Maybe instant, she says. Oh, dear Lord. Ew. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, God. That's just, the whole thing is just disgusting. Okay. Well, coffee hoe. All right. Well, now that I've been, disgusted, nauseated, and used for your entertainment, I am calling it a night. Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you. That was dailyrotten.com. That's good, Axelot. I like that. Oh, that's good. All right, you all, you crazy bastards. I will see you on the next. No, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Okay. And I will see you on the next one. Okay. HLG starting to, well, do you remember when I put up the thing, the poll? Well, it came out that nobody, like, it just came out evenly. Now, right now, doing what I have to do with the school stuff, I can't say, oh yeah, I'm going to do certain times, certain days. I'm guessing that this is the last week that I will have to do that. So as of the week after this, I will be able to say yes, that there'll be, there'll be some days where it'll be late mornings, and I'll let you know what days those are. And there'll be some days that are like, later afternoons. Oh, well, now that you got me all in a huffle, and I'll worry about it all night now, Jack. Thanks a lot. Okay. Anyway, those are the kind of things that keep me up at night. I'm kidding. But yeah, I used to do 7 a.m. like pretty much Monday through Friday. Am I right, Salty? Didn't I? But it just doesn't work now, like 7 a.m. It just doesn't work for me anymore. Not just me, but like it doesn't. The people that watch me now aren't 7 a.m.ers, except for Anonymous. She would be there. But anyway, you guys have a really great day. I know you miss it. I know. I kind of miss it too, but I don't know who, like, in all honesty, I don't know if, we have anybody, but I am going to have a morning time. It just won't be 7. You miss it too? Did you guys hit it on the thing, the poll? Well, we'll talk. We'll get it together. Okay. All right, Jackster and Axelot and all of you. Okay, guys, have a really great one, and I'll be up doing schoolwork. Okay. Bye, guys. Don't forget to hit like, okay? And please comment. That helps. I need the help. Bye, guys. Have a good day. Why was I about to do something on another device instead of this?